Hello and welcome back to part 2 of this week's vlog. For our first story, we go to Jerusalem, the ancient city that is the capital of Israel. It's here that the current Netanyahu government decides how best to defend the Israeli homeland and retain its claim to all the territory it's occupied in the aftermath of the 1967 war. You may have heard how Netanyahu just broke ground on a new settlement called Trump Heights in what was once Palestinian territory. Wow! Talk about spot-on political judgment. How could he know how effective this gesture would be in getting even greater support from the U.S. president? Well, as it turns out, Israel has some kind of interesting methods for knowing stuff about our president. One method is by deploying something called a Stingray in Washington, D.C. These Stingray devices act like fake cell towers that can intercept unencrypted cell phone metadata and content. And we all know who absolutely refuses to use an encrypted cell phone, don't we? Now, some time ago, officials at the Department of Homeland Security had discovered evidence of the surveillance devices around the nation's capital, but weren't able to attribute the devices to specific entities until a few days ago. Based on a detailed forensic analysis, the FBI and other agencies working on the case felt confident that Israeli agents had placed the devices. When confronted with these findings, the Israelis categorically denied that they'd spied on their benefactors in the U.S. I mean, why would they do that? So, did the current administration sanction Israel for this blatantly illegal act? Hell no. In fact, they took no action at all to punish or even privately scold the Israeli government. I mean, what's a little eavesdropping among friends, right? My sources in the DC area tell me they're now rounding up all the usual suspects there, including the 400-pound hacker guy lying on his bed. My thought is, if our allies are so successfully able to spy on us, what the hell are our enemies doing? Next, we head over to an elementary school in Florida, where each year they sponsor a college spirit week for the students. One of the students really liked University of Tennessee, whose school colors are orange, or is orange. So he designed a version of the logo of the school, drew it on paper, and pinned it to his t-shirt. He was super excited about the design, and he showed it to his teacher, Lori Snyder, who was also impressed with it. But Snyder was heartbroken later that day when the little guy came back from lunch in tears. It seems that some of the other kids taunted him about the t-shirt. So that afternoon, she posted some photos of the shirt and the story to Facebook in the hopes that it would drum up some support for the little guy. And she was shocked to find such positive results. The University of Tennessee loved the design. They offered to sell the boy's shirt on their website. Since the shirt went on sale last week, schools received more than 16,000 pre-orders. There was so much buzz and internet traffic around the shirt that it crashed their website. UT says all the proceeds for the sale of the shirt will be donated to the organization called Stomp Out Bullying. That's great. And this confirms my personal belief that a little bit of kindness sometimes can have a really big result. Well, that's a wrap for this edition of What the Hell Just Happened. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll see you next week for more unbiased commentary. Bye for now.